A monkey. Okay, so we finished a lot of things. We have the outliner now, which is great. Like, we can now walk behind things and we can still see the character. Even the hair moves perfectly. So that's great. Did we put anything on stencil here? Yes, we did. That's working. Great. But while I was testing these things, I found out that some things are not working properly. Because when we look at the shaders here, one thing we can see is the crystal is rather in the high spectrum, so pretty bad. But that's fine, it's just a proof of concept and can be optimized very easily. I just need some better knowledge and shader whatever, so to make that thing happen. This thing is not final, whatever. Then I was like, okay, we have this thing, let's see how our hiding shader looks like, and it is awful, of course, because I'm using many shapes around here, and of course the crystal adds to that and makes it pretty bad. So if we want to make this simpler, then I need some kind of shader that uses a texture as a mask to make this form, or these two forms, and then just use one big plane. And then this would look like this here, being in this category, which is fine, like these windows. I think that's fine-ish. But now, what I also found out, if I go out, somehow all the shaders turn red. I was like, what's going on here? And I think we have like some kind of doubling, but I'm not sure why it would turn the temple red and the floor Z fighting. But we have the crater here. Something is up. I can't turn off the temple for now. And then we have the temple from the background. So I believe the temple from the background is getting visible when I go out. There's the background. So the temple from the background is here, but it's hidden. So I think I would need to fire that one code again. Oh, which means that is probably the bug I was seeing, right? With the water? No? Was not it? Bummer. Okay, that's not the issue then. I wonder why I saw that water plane the other day. Now it seems to be fine again. And the hole is also correct. I visualize the shader complexity from this view. This is orange, which is also not good. Rather here. What means VS? VS is probably what I'm aiming at. Let's look at the water shader. Is this very problematic? Okay, that's reassuring. Putting this in is not that bad. What happens if I kill this? Okay, this is pretty cheap here. I would guess the lower part here is the problem. Oh. So that lower part doesn't make it much worse. Interesting. Something is up here. On the path. Is it the power then? Oh god, the noise is doing that. Oh, noises are pretty heavy. Can we do? This still works. No, wait, I don't see the glitter effect anymore. What's the difference? I mean, it looked bad anyway. So if I want something like the little glimmers again, I could add them at a later place, but right now you don't even see this. Like if I use that, you don't notice these dots. It doesn't add too much to the thing, but if I remove it, the complexity goes down significantly. Oh, we have that red part. That's interesting. What's this yellow? Ah, it's just the selection. Yeah, okay. So what is this red part? I guess this means vertex shader and pixel shader. Maybe this is still not good enough because it's just a background for a whole screen. So we might want to reduce this. Does this make a big change? I mean, it did hop. Could reduce this by splitting the mesh, I guess. Maybe that's the way to do this. Okay, so at least that's gone now. Now this shader here. Keep this as it is. Where is our post process? This one. I believe this is the thing that causes it. Where's the material? Here. So that's not it? Wait, something is gone. What did I delete? C. It's this? Why is it... Why is it so expensive after a while? Because of this? No. Oh. No matter what. It's because of the size of the mesh. Hmm. Give me a sec. Okay, my idea is I create a plane, a circular plane, UV unwrap it, then put it in here, size it exactly the size I need, and then make a little hole here in the center, I think. I think I will just scale it. Or should I? I guess I don't need to UV unwrap it right now. Hello, doctor. About my game? Well, it depends. It is a what is it called? A turn-based monster collecting RPG. But hello. Are you also deaf? Let's see. I import this now into Unreal. Just add it here. Why did it scale down? Did it scale down? No, it didn't. My tea is ready. I'm losing it. There we go. Okay, good enough. Art. Okay, so the outside is fine now. Now we have different problems. Let's think. Firstly, the background reset thing doesn't work. Or background whatever. Background controller is not resetting stuff. Are we even using this? Oh. Level root start area is missing a reference to background level. That's interesting to know. Okay, before I set this, I want to see if the code activating when I go out. So it is activating here and then it's missing thing. Or maybe it's not activating, I don't know. It's not activating. How about now? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, we didn't have to do much. That was already the fix. One more thing. It's not a concern anymore. What do we do this? I guess this is the problem. This is much better. Ooh. Oh, scene. The crystal mat. I'm actually not working on it. I'm working on my crystal material looked like this. This one. I'm not sure what broke. I broke something. Ah, this one. Still broken though. Need to revert things. Ah, they were the other way around. So my crystal shader was this, and then I was like, hey, let's audit my shaders. And I was like, okay, this is not good. Italian postmodern, yeah. You're right. So I was like, okay, what could it be? And it's my noise. And so I'm now doing it fast gradient. It's the cheapest of them. Now it's green. So I would need to also verify in the temple how it looks. But yeah, I was like looking on many things. Like I had my background sea was orange. Some part in the distance was red, so I killed those. They are now green. And now I'm looking at the crystal, and there's another huge issue I need to tackle. People say you should not optimize from the get-go, but I think I should at least work a little bit on the shaders so I get the learning curve to know what is okay to do, what is not okay to do. I need to go to the temple. Barrier, temple, here. I hope so. Yes, yes. I accidentally actually stumbled upon it. I was like playing the game and then press F5 all of a sudden, and then I was like, hey, what is this view? And then I saw my crystal being bright red, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is probably the material audit. And then I went inside the temple here and to look at my height shader, and of course, that thing is awful. If you look here, oh wait, actually not that awful. What happened to it? Ah no, I need to go into it when I'm in play mode, because right now it's not even activated. But my crystal looks okay now. It's dark green. I think dark green is fine-ish. Still not that good, but whatever. So let me go into the play mode and then show you the actual problematic thing. So here everything is fine. I also found out that when I went inside a building and then went outside again, my geometry doubled. That's fixed now. I wouldn't have seen it without this thing, but yeah, this is not good. And I think to fix this, I will need to make a big plane and then put a texture on it that fits exactly this hole, and then use that as the factor to show things or not. But yeah, that's something I need to experiment with now. This is very bright. Other than that, I think we are good. And this doesn't look that bad. Even like how I want it to look like. Even though this line here is probably not good. It's not flowing into each other. That might be a problem. What is a pref cost? Before performance cost? Ah, it isn't, okay. I mean, yeah, but you know, I might just skip this thing, because right now what I do with the shader is do a square here, do a square here, everything calculated by the shader. I have like 13 or 15 squares And then on top I shade the things. So that's not good. I think to make this correctly, I only make one plane and then have a texture on it that has a white place for this hole. And then it should be as expensive as these little dark green windows. Other than that, I'm not sure what to start. What is the shader? The shader itself is on this 3D surface, but only on things that are below this line. So I put it in these, the crystal itself. And what it does, it makes a virtual area on this hole. Like it actually draws a 3D plane there and then cuts it in little squares. So it covers this place perfectly. And then any view that goes through there is getting shaded. And anything that doesn't go through that hole is getting cut. As we can see, if my camera is outside, we don't see this place, but if we look inside the hole, it does get shaded. It is meant to reduce clutter. A good let me show you a good example of this. Let's go to the tavern. So in the tavern, I have this main area where you can walk. I also have this door, which should have a closed door and sometimes open up. But you can see things inside, but you cannot walk inside there. So I'm like, if I cannot walk inside there, it shouldn't be interesting for the player area. So I'm cutting it away. So you can see through here, and you have, when you zoom in into the worlds, you have this other feeling, this more immersive feeling that you are in the world. And if you're zooming out and want like an overview, you have this map-like view. And I don't want to show everything. I use this in many places. Like subtly, how to say that? That word. Here, if I'm zoom out, I don't see the ceiling, but if I'm in, I can see it, and there's a little hole here. You can see that there is actually a whole floor there, but if I zoom out, you don't see that part. I can look here, there's a rooftop there, whatever. Can't see that all. Reverse cube map to do fake interior spaces with a mere surface shader. Office apartment. I mean, I do that, right? This area is like inverted with the normals, and I can see through the wall. This place has no specific shader, it's just a geometry that is inverted inside. But this upper place uses shaders that only render through this hole. Like all of this, you see, this is not the thing I implemented. This is very cheap. This is just normal shader but inverted geometry. So when I see from the other side, I can see through. This is exactly what you said, what older games did. But this one is like just details. I also have that in the other one. What I implemented, I can now have an overlay if I'm obstructed. That's great and working. I should look if that's expensive or not. And it isn't. And the other games render the interior space into a cube map texture and then project that cube map onto a flat... sorry, I misunderstood you. Yes, yeah, okay. Yes. But yeah, also this shop, if I'm zoomed out, I can see the shop, but if I zoom in, I can see that the ladder here goes into a hole there, and I could actually maybe look inside what's going on there. There's like this whole other area. If I go out, then it's gone again. Only visible there. And you still see the ladder going out. No. That's the thing. It's a mix. Like this geometry up here. Yes, this is actually 3D data. It has the special shader. But the plane for this hole, where I am calculating, hey, if you look through the hole, then you should render. That is an imaginary one. That is actually not an object, that is a shader calculated plane I am putting in. But yeah, if I do that 15 times in one shader, that is expensive. As we can see in the temple. Does it blacken the surface based on something? What do you mean by blacken? It just renders normally. It's like I'm just comparing. If the pixel has the whole plane, then render normally. If not, make it transparent, like mask it. It's a masked shader. I can show you. The simple one. Materials. I call it the window rendering because I put a plane as a window and then anything going through is visible. Anything outside is not visible. So this is the master. So it looks like this. I have a opacity mask. The texture itself can have opacity, so I'm multiplying that. That's irrelevant. I have two parts where I can have two planes, but this is the relevant thing. This is just a copy of it to have two holes if I want. What I do is I do a virtual plane that actually renders a plane inside the shader, so it floats around in 3D space. I tell it the normal axis and the size, the center. Not the size, just the orientation, and then it is getting rendered. And then I cut it into a box. So it is just a rectangle in the end. If you use a 3D box on a 2D plane, it is cut into a rectangle. Yeah, right. I got that idea from Unreal Learn. The channel is called Unreal Learn. He doesn't do many shaders anymore. He didn't upload a video for quite a while, but he used that shader node to make a water plane inside a bottle. So you can have like a plane and have some water effect on it. So the bottle itself is the 3D thing, and inside you can then just render that thing. Yeah, exactly, and I'm just using it as a mask. I use that plane as a mask. Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, I have the rectangle, and then I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Here I look. The plane itself has both sides, right? The upper and the lower part are both the forward facing and the back facing parts are both rendered, so being white. So I'm just looking, hey, is it facing the camera, then make it white. If not, then make it black. So this is the if condition for that. And if the plane is white, opacity mask let through the texture. That's all. So pretty simple stuff if you know what the things do. But the problem is, this is rather okay. Like this shader is okay. But I have a special case on the temple. Now, please sit down for this. You have to sit down. Are you seated? Are you seated? This is the special case. Hello Gargon, this is the special case. And here I have like 15 of those planes to be able to perfectly shape that hole. And that is expensive. So yeah, basically I can only shape squares, and to be able to make this shape I have one square here, one square here, one square here, another one here, another one here, another one here, in this side too, in the middle one, and on this hole. So to optimize this, I think I should use only one plane, use a texture on it with a black and white face, and then only make this whole part white. That should be more economic to the resources. Of course, if I do a low resolution of that texture, we will have these parts being jagged. That's not good, because if the camera is outside, you will see this jagged pattern. But if I do it high resolution, then it should be fine. Here's a stat GPU, okay. But you know, I have a RTX 5900. My guy will not sweat on this. So it is not really, how to say, representative of the people that will play this. Yes. But yeah, let's do that anyway. Stats GPU. So, which one is you thought? I mean, what should I say, right? Let's make it like this. I'm not sure if I see any big change. Of course. I'm not sure which part to look here. View total should be the thing to look at. Average. I think I'm capped by the engine itself, and we cannot see a real dent here. So if I want to test this, I would need to do this on my Steam Deck. Bypass? What is the bypass? What does that do? I mean, it only does it if I move the camera though. If I'm here and then just... No, actually it doesn't. I'm not sure, man. Yeah. So, I don't think my PC is representative. I would still assume that this is really not that bad. But in the final polish, I should make an alternative to this. I will also change the shape of the temple at some point anyway, so the special shader will be trashed. But yeah. Could be. I'm not that knowledgeable with shaders, that's why I don't know which part is getting called in which thing. If the opacity mask is only looking at that part in the bypass, then probably, but I'm just a monkey. I just do things. So anyway, I think if I started to optimize this will cost a lot of time. I think if I do it now, I will also do it on Sunday. So I will not do it. If you're ever more curious, you can type profile GPU into the console. Ah, okay. And then I can see what's actually going on. So the most thing is on the view families. Ray trace is not in there. Wait, what is then in there? What is the screen part? Am I crazy? What? Yeah, okay, it's still smaller than my game. Okay, then Unreal Editor. My game is 3-4 times as heavy as the editor. The editor UI. The arrow next to the frame, this thing. Oh god, what's going on? I went... How do I double click? How do I go in again? Was I in? Okay, this is the root. So I can go into the frames here. Hello, Broly. Render graphics, execute. So I can go inside here again. And then we have the scene. And here are the things. Base pass is one of the bigger ones. Post-processing. What is post-processing doing here? What part of this uses post-processing? I don't think I have post-processing. I do have one. Where is it? What does that do? What am I using this for? What is this? There are no materials in there. Post-processing from Unreal itself or post-processing from the volume? Maybe both? So I would need to go into scene to see what's going on with the post-process. Composite editor primitives. Editor selection outlines? What is this white part? Ah, that's not relevant, it's the rest of the things. This is the post-processing. Now I get how to read it. And then we have this. These are all editor primitives. Yeah. I guess the post-processing is only the Unreal part then, in my case. I can, of course. I was just curious. Curious little monkey. I was like, what's this? And then I went into a rabbit hole. And then scene also was a catalyst and pushed me even further down the rabbit hole. True. But yeah, I think I did the most polishing already. As in, polish that is, how to say? What's the word for it? I need to Google a German word. Justify. I made the most polishing that is justifiable for this stage of the game. The only thing that still needs real improvement is this hole shader. But since this geometry will change and I know a solution to it anyway, I will not touch it. Yeah, and thank you for showing me this stuff. This is extremely relevant. I need to know these things. It has. I have a day and night cycle. I mean, I don't have nights, but I do have shadows. As you can see here. And my sun moves around. So if we wait here for 10 minutes, the sun will be down here. I'm so happy about this outline shader though. I didn't know that I could do it this easily. Like the animation even following the character, that was just one node. That was the follow leader thingy. Some chatter helped me with that. They were like, hey, you can just use this, and I'm like, wow, thank you. Yeah, about foliage, I mean, I need some kind of clutter for these parts. I didn't start with that. I don't know how to shape them. But my islands right now are very flat. But I need to do something here, like trees, whatever. Of course, low poly and digital looking. But this cannot be empty. I need like some floating things here too. But yeah. Headroom like my forehead. Ah. Yes, Broly, they did. But I will probably use real shadows because I also need to experiment a little bit more because I have these, you know, as you can see on my crystal, the light side and the dark side. When I'm on the light side, I want the feeling of everything is bright, it is day, whatever. But if I jump to the other side, I want the world to turn dark. I need to experiment with this idea that things here should look like it's nighttime, but if you look down, it's still bright. If you look up, it's still bright, but it has a contrast on this part. I'm not sure how I can achieve it without ray tracing or lumen, but we will see. Maybe I have to go that way, but the problem is the moment I go with that, I hate these artifacts that Unreal do. Like when the player goes around and some kind of shader is not correct, it just makes these ghosting effects. I hate it! I hate it so much! And I want this to look very crispy. I'm not sure if that's possible. We have to see. This now is still pre-alpha stage, so I'm just showing that problem into the future monkey. Yes, I know. Invisible light blocker? Yeah, that's not the problem. I mean, we still need the light to hit the character and so on, so that's not an option. But the problem is even normal lighting makes these effects because the render, how to say, the algorithm itself just uses these artifacts. It just approximates things, and that's I hate it. The issue with Lumen, you mean? Or whatever Unreal's better renderings were? It's like when I walk, I have like a smudge of myself trailing myself, or if I turn the camera, some objects have ghostings. And if I'm not mistaken, it was TTA. Yes, exactly. And Lumen only works with that, I think. Sadly. Or any ray tracing stuff. What? Why are these particles so messy? Interesting. But hey, look, everything is green. Isn't that good? Only my particles are red. And I'm actually not doing anything big with these. Why are they I don't understand. Why are they red? I need to find out. What is this particle anyway? It was an Orblings. I need to know. Where do I find this? This Orbling Flow Energy Particle System? No, that's not it. This one. How would I even understand this? Where this is coming from? Doesn't seem to be that. Where? I need the Orbling Swarm itself. Wait, is that the swarm? Yes. And then it needs to have Orbling Swarm particles. This thing. It is that. Why don't I see any particles being emitted here? Ah, it's because of the transparency? I mean, even if it was very expensive, it doesn't matter that much. But I just want to see if I can find the issue. But if you say it's just because it's transparent, then of course. I know, you told me already. But this is like, how to say, an exercise for me to find out things. Like, I think I will not do any development today. I already did the polishing and the real... Let me show you why. Like, I finished up the many things this week. And now there is not much here anymore. There's only this bug I cannot recreate anymore. This one I cannot recreate. Maybe make sure there is... this is just an optimization. These are things I want to do at some other point where I know what functionality I will put into the tavern or library. And so on. And there were many things I just kicked out. And the next big thing is the dialogue system. And I cannot just start that in half an hour and do something productive for that. So I'm just stalling, really. Just finding out, how to say, exploring my game in different ways. Because if I go into dialogue system, I need to design what I want. I need to know what kind of use cases I will use the dialogue system, in what places, what will be automated, etc. I need to look into fonts. I need to find out how to make my own fonts without using this expensive software. Or find any license-free fonts, but that's always dicey. And then use them in Unreal. Find out if I can recreate Chinese symbols or Japanese ones. You know, these things. And this is like a big thing again. Like I finished up the interior big journey, and now the next big journey is the dialogue system and cinematics. And if I start now, I will lose my mind. I should also find something that I can tweet today. Every Thursday I tweet something about my game, what I did the week. I always do a little GIF? I don't know. Add fog. Broly, no! Not again! Maybe at some other point where I'm playing around with lighting. No, I will not try it now. Fine! God damn it. Let me see. You and your god race, man. I mean, scene, I do that all the time. Everything is placeholder here. Exactly. That's iterative programming or development, I guess. And as a one-man band, you have to do it like that. If you cannot fully concept the whole game, which is very not advisable, you do a concept by doing prototypes, and then you just iterate into the correct shape. Like an artist, they also have this, how to say, this method where they block out things. We are right now blocking out things and then just get closer to the end image. By the way, this is not an error. This is fine. It's just the background being on top of our real place, since the background is actually correctly represented. I can turn this off by activating the background controller, by telling it what ID it should set itself. But now you guys wanted fog, right? So tell me, how do I add fog? Huh? Do I just write fog? Fog. Local volumetric fog. Okay, here's the fog. Guys, I added fog. I already have a post-process fog. You see this? This is the post-process fog. See? I have fog. What do you mean too far? It's perfectly far. I need to see this part. This part is important. There is a ship coming along. There's a ship there. I need to see it. The ship coming here and then going away again. I need to see it. I cannot just cut it off. It needs to be there. No fog. But now I have fog here. What do I do with this fog? Why don't I see any change with this fog? Can I do something with this fog? Like this? 0.2? Do I need to go into play mode to see this fog? What is this? This ship is big enough for the background. I can see it here. It is a small detail, okay? Size don't matter, Broly. He's doing his best, okay? Don't worry, ship, he doesn't mean it. He gives off the best atmosphere a ship can give. Okay. Okay. Tell me how. Tell me how I will do it. What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean? So I just place it and it's good. But I did place it and nothing seems to change. Ah. There's your fog. Are you happy now? What do you mean more fog? On world. Okay, fine. Give me a sec. Here. It's not the same. Here, 1000. Look, big fog everywhere. Great. Now you want this 80% density? 0.8. This is 80%. Or do you want 20%? 0.2. Here, this is 0.2. How about 0.01? Make it blue. Okay, here. It's blue now. Do it similar to color of sky. I don't know what the color of the sky was. It's close enough. What do you mean it looks better? I cannot see the ship. I cannot see it anymore. I think I need to, how to say, play around with the fog with blueprints. That if I go higher, it needs to be stronger on the lower part. But that will be a little challenging. I need some kind of cylindrical fog for that. Like the lower I am, it should be less. Here I want it to be rather clear. Like when I'm here, I want this to be 0 on the first islands. Maybe make it a little foggy, like, I don't know, even smaller. So that you almost cannot see it, but there's a little color change, maybe. And then if we go up and up and up and up and up and up, and then we are like in this, should be more like this. Can I even go even higher? No, that's too much. Too much. If you're in this height, maybe. I'm not sure. I cannot have height map, height fog. I mean, maybe I already had one that I needed to disable, but it is a little tricky since I'm playing around with heights. We have to see. For me, I think we are abusing this fog thing. This is probably not done for a fog that is 10,000 scaled. Maybe I need a process that does the fog for me. But for now, if I keep it in this number, we see a little difference in the distance to make a little color change. That's fine to me. How's the sun? That's fine. So at some point, I should delete this. This is really a workaround. I mean, yes, of course, I will do fog, since I will play with heights. But right now, no. And you want God rays, right? The problem with God rays is I need to turn them on and off depending on the time. Because the sun doesn't always hit this part. So the God rays need to actually play, or how to say, change their angle depending on the sun. That will be fun to do, I guess. Yes, I know. But Broly, we're talking about details. Like, God rays can only happen if a sun hits a window to the inside, right? So what if the sun is here? Then I want God rays on the left, but no God rays on the right. Right? Or at least the left ones should be stronger than the right ones. So if I go inside my temple, like here, yes, it doesn't, but I have time. I know the time of the world. That means I know the direction of the sun, which means I could tell the God rays to have certain strong strength depending on time. I swear, Broly. Didn't this look different before? Why is this? I broke the shader. Now it's fine again. I remember. No, no, I will make it complicated. I will make it complicated and you will like it. If you don't like it, oh my god. Then I will be this. Wait. Let me see. Where is it? Here. I will be angry. Now, to make God rays, you would just put in some kind of plane in there with a gradient transparency, right? And then just some color. Like, I don't know, white, and then, or red for this, blue for this, a blue tint, a red tint. And then, if I wanted to do it like I said, I just need like a point here, and then another point, so it scales towards it, and then I can just animate that point to the angle the sun is. And depending on the angle, I can make the strength and whatever. No, I will do it the monkey way. But this will be in the far future. Because next time we will begin with the dialogue system. I need some kind of dialogue system so I can talk with NPCs. This is a huge feature that my game needs. And it needs to be something that is good. The dialogue system needs to be good. It cannot be just text. It needs animated text. It needs good visuals. It needs to be translatable. How would I translate a text and animate it? I think this will melt my brain. All right. Yes, it would be cool if I had some portraits where I can animate the mouth while it's talking. I think in Stardew Valley they do not animate. They're just different moods, right? The mouth does not change. But I would like to see the character actually blink and so on. Do different sprites for the eyes, for the mouth. And then when the text goes through, then the things animate, you know? But then again, I also need to find out visual I want to have. How should it be pixelated? Should it be high definition? Oof. High poly model? I will 3D scan my face and put it in. I will I will Gaussian splat my face in 3D and then go in Blender, make a screenshot into a plane and then put it into the game. Such so necessary. Oh well. I'm done for today. I optimized 3 things and then I just talked. I didn't do anything today. I don't care, I'm just a monkey. Whatever. Let's see, that can be closed. I still don't know what kind of tweet I should do. Like, what should I show of my game? I could show the overlay shader I added, but that feels like it's not that special. What else did I do this week? Let me look at my channel. What did we do this week? What did we do this week? I could show this stencil outline. But we did other things too this week. So stencil was yesterday finished. Some more bug fixes before we start something big. Some more polish before we move on. Finding out what next to do. Polish time. Oh my god, I didn't realize I was like stalling. I stalled the whole week. Okay, so what I did was finish the temple and then always say, hey, before we start something big, let's do something small. For 4 days. Oh well. Okay, I think I can only show the overlay actually. So I will do a video about that. Make a tweet. And then next time we will start the big journey on the dialogue system. Alright, who's still here? I'm not sure. But Broly, Scene. Gargon, thanks for tuning in. Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for support. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye, monkey.